Unit 8. Tape script 8.1.
What sort of hours do you work, Stephen?
Well, I have to work very long hours, about 11 hours a day.
What time do you start?
I work 9 till 3, then I start again at 5:30 and work until 11. 6 days a week. So I have to work very unsocial hours.
And do you have to work at the weekend?
Oh yes, that's our busiest time. I get Wednesdays off.
What are some of the things you have to do and some of the things you don't have to do?
I don't have to do the washing up, so that's good. I have to wear white, and I have to be very careful about hygiene. Everything in the kitchen has to be totally clean.
What's hard about the job?
You're standing up all the time. When we're busy, people get angry and shout, but that's normal.
How did you learn the profession?
Well, I did a 2-year course at college. In the first year, we had to learn the basics, and then we had to take exams.
Was it easy to find a job?
I wrote to about 6 hotels, and one of them gave me my first job, so I didn't have to wait too long.
And what are the secrets of being good at your job?
Attention to detail. You have to love it. You have to be passionate about it.
And what are your plans for the future?
I want to have my own place, when the time's right.
Tape script 8.2. 1.
I have a good job. I have to work hard.
2.
He has a nice car. She has to get up early.
3.
I had a good time. I had to take exams.
Tape script 8.3. 1.
I'm working 16 hours a day.
I think you should talk to your boss.
2.
I can't sleep.
You shouldn't drink coffee at night.
3.
I get seasick very easily.
I don't think you should go on that boat trip next week.
4.
I've had a terrible toothache for weeks.
You must go to the dentist.
Tape script 8.4. Holidays in January. 1. Sylvia.
In January the weather is wonderful. It's the most perfect time of year. Not too hot, not too cold. But the temperature can change a lot in just one day. It can go from quite chilly to very warm. So you should perhaps bring a jacket, but you don't need any thick winter clothes. The capital city is the most populated city in the world, and there are lots of things to see and do there. We have lots of very old historic buildings. We are very proud of our history, with Mayan and Aztec temples. But you should also go to the coast. We have beautiful beaches. Perhaps you've heard of Acapulco. You don't need a lot of money to enjoy your holiday. There are lots of good cheap hotels and restaurants. And of course you must visit the markets. You can buy all kinds of pottery and things quite cheaply. And don't forget our wonderful fruit and vegetables. We have 100 different kinds of pepper. You should try tacos, which are a kind of bread filled with meat, beans and salad. And our fruit juices are very good.
2. Fatima.
It's usually quite mild in January, and it doesn't often rain, so you don't have to bring warm clothes. But you'll need a light coat or a jumper, because it can get cool in the evenings. There is so much to see and do. We have some wonderful museums, especially the Museum of Islamic Art, and the mosques are beautiful. But of course, what everyone wants to see is the pyramids. You must visit the pyramids. Go either early in the morning or late in the afternoon. The light is much better then. And if you have time, you should take a cruise down the Nile. That's really interesting. You can visit all sorts of places that are difficult to get to by land. The best place to try local food is in the city center. You should try koftas and kebabs, which are made of meat, usually lamb. You should also try falafel, which is a kind of bowl made of beans mixed with herbs. It's fried until it's crispy. It's delicious. One of the nicest things to drink is tea, mint tea. It's especially good if the weather is very hot. It's really refreshing.
3. Carl.
Well, of course, in January in my country it can be very cold, with lots of snow everywhere. So you must bring lots of warm clothes, coats and woolly hats, and if you can, snow boots. Many people go skiing in the mountains at the weekends, and when you are up so high and the sky is blue, the sun can feel really quite hot, warm enough to have lunch outside. You can even sunbathe, so you should bring sun cream. But you don't have to go skiing. There are lots of other things to do and see. A lot of our towns are very pretty. They look exactly the same today as they did 400 years ago. And we have beautiful lakes. If the weather's fine, you can go for a boat trip, and you can get really wonderful views of the mountains all around. From Lake Geneva, you can sometimes see as far as Mont Blanc. The food you must try is fondue, which is cheese melted in a pot. You put pieces of bread on long forks to get it out. Also, you could try rösti, made with potatoes and cream. They're both delicious.
Tape script 8.5. 1.
Children always need the support of their parents, whether they're 4 or 24. I think you should pay for him to get some qualifications, and when he's ready you should help him to find somewhere to live. Meanwhile, you've got to give him all the love that he needs.
2.
I decided to give it all up and change my life dramatically 3 years ago. Since then, I have had the most exciting 3 years of my life. It can be scary, but if you don't do it, you won't know what you've missed. I don't think you should worry. Go for it.
3.
He's using you. I think you should tell him to leave home. It's time for him to go. 24 is too old to be living with his parents. He's got to take responsibility for himself. And you must talk to him about his unsuitable friends. Sometimes you have to be cruel to be kind.
4.
Why should he accept it? He isn't their slave. They don't own him. And I too can't stand the way people use their mobiles in restaurants, on trains and buses. They think that the people around them are invisible and can't hear. It is so rude.
5.
I think she should be very careful before she gives up her job and goes to live abroad. Does she think that the sun will always shine? If there's something in her life that makes her unhappy now, this will follow her. She should take her time before making a decision.
6.
He must keep it. He should have a word with his company and come to an arrangement with them. Why can't he turn it off sometimes? Mobile phones are great, and if he's got one for free, he's very lucky. They're one of the best inventions ever.
Tape script 8.6.
Alarm clock. Car park. Traffic lights. Credit card. Ice cream. Sunglasses. Timetable. Raincoat. Hairdryer. Sunset. Earring. Signpost. Bookcase. Rush hour. Cigarette lighter. Earthquake.
Tape script 8.7.
Hello. Come and sit down. What seems to be the matter?
Well, I haven't felt very well for a few days. I've got a bit of a temperature and I just feel terrible. I've got stomachache as well.
Have you felt sick?
I've been sick a few times.
Let me have a look at you. Your glands aren't swollen. Have you got a sore throat?
No, I haven't.
Have you had diarrhea at all?
Yes, I have actually.
Have you had anything to eat recently which might have disagreed with you?
No, I don't think so. Oh, I went to a barbecue a few days ago, and the chicken wasn't properly cooked.
It could be that, or just something that was left out of the fridge for too long.
Yes, I started being ill that night.
Well, you should have a day or two in bed, and I'll give you something that will look after the stomach ache and diarrhea. Drink plenty of liquids, and just take things easy for a while. I'll write you a prescription.
Thank you. Do I have to pay you?
No. Seeing me is free, but you'll have to pay for the prescription. It's £6.
Right. Thanks very much. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.